The Saw franchise is based on a social experiment vigilante-justice premise seemingly concocted by and for people with a teenage boy's grasp of morality and human nature. Over 7 films, fans of the franchise have flocked to theaters every October to see a new batch of unwitting randos get chained up and run through the sadistic games of Jigsaw, the alter ego of John Kramer, a very unfortunate guy who survived just about every tragedy a teenage boy could come up with: cancer, dead baby, suicide, being poor, to become a notorious murderer. He has an angle, of course, targeting people who have disrespected the blessings of life, or something exceedingly stupid like that. In the spirit of this false Leatherface and Annabelle creation, spun off of Saw co-creator James Wan's The Conjuring series, the new film Jigsaw attempts to spin an origin story to the original film, despite such an origin already existing. The timeline of the primary games we see in the film is not made clear till later on. Meanwhile, some copycat murders are showing up long after Kramer's death. The more the film tries to explain the psychology behind its titular villain, the more I feel like Jigsaw is the reboot 2017 deserves. A movie about a guy with a lot of time on his hands who, as someone on Twitter explained to me, seeks outsized justice on random strangers over stuff that isn't his business. Kramer is an intensely moralistic man who has little imagination for anything but violence, a bogeyman too short-sighted and self-involved to inspire anything more than thudding depression. Watching Jigsaw go about his torture business is about as interesting as watching a child burn ants, a dumb and ugly waste of energy, resources and time. Not to give too much away, because the violent set pieces are what people see these things for, not the toe of Jigsaw, but the final regular image is one I won't soon forget. A man's head, having been sliced from the top like a pizza by a wagon wheel of laser cutters, flops open like an enormous tropical flower, oozing pale pink and burgundy juices. For a moment, I was actually dazzled. Human anatomy had been rendered plastic and alien in a way I truly had never expected to see in my lifetime. But that thrill only lasted for a second, replaced quickly by a dull sadness as the brains slid out onto the floor and the credits rolled. The last thing I need right now, as a filmgoer and as a citizen, is to be more alienated from other people's bodies and brains.